Hey, what the hell are you doing? We're right in the middle of a wedding reception and you're holed up in the waiting room? You left your seat without it being time for the dress change or anything. What are you thinking? Get back to the reception hall now. The guests are getting confused and worried. This is totally inappropriate.
No, that confusion? It's not because I left the room. Don't try to pin this on me. They're confused because of your actions.
Huh? What are you even talking about? The bride just suddenly stormed out of the reception in the middle of everything. I mean, what's more confusing than that? What else could possibly be going on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that during our wedding cake cutting, the moment that was supposed to be my moment as your bride, you, my new husband, decided to go ahead and cut the cake with your ex-girlfriend, Kate? Seriously, what the hell was that?
Wait, what? You're mad about that?
Are you even listening to yourself? Kate, who, mind you, I only found out was your ex-girlfriend from a friend of mine just today, suddenly shows up right next to you during our cake-cutting ceremony. She grabs the knife and instead of stopping her, you just go along with it. You both cut the cake together, smiling, laughing like it's some cute moment between the two of you. The moment that's supposed to be about us, not about you and your ex. What is wrong with you?
Oh, that? Yeah, Kate was really excited. She said something like, "Thanks for letting me live my dream of cutting the cake." Isn't that sweet? She was so grateful.
Excuse me?
Come on, you know the story, right? Kate and her husband did a shotgun wedding. They had to rush things because she got pregnant, so they skipped out on a big fancy reception. She told me she was on a tight budget at the time, so they just went with the cheapest photo package for their wedding. They never got to have a proper cake-cutting ceremony or any of the usual fun stuff.
So what? What does that have to do with our wedding?
Well, it means that she never got the chance to do the cake cutting. You know, she's never had that classic wedding moment, right? So when she asked me, like half-jokingly, if she could join in on ours, I figured, hey, why not? I suggested we do it together, and she was over the moon. I thought it was nice of me to help her out with her little dream.
Are you out of your mind? How can you even say that? Do you not realize that the cake cutting is something that's supposed to be between us, the bride and groom? Not yours and Kate's. How do you not see how completely inappropriate that was?
Oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal. Seriously, relax. Kate just wanted a moment, and we gave it to her. No harm done, right? You should be happy I was so accommodating. Sharing is caring, right?
This isn't about sharing. This is about respecting boundaries and understanding what moments belong to whom. The wedding cake is symbolic. It's one of those significant moments that marks the union of the bride and groom, not the groom and his ex. And you're acting like it's no big deal?
Jeez, you're overreacting. You're acting like I ruined the whole wedding or something. It's not like you missed out on anything. We can still take the official photos and everything. Just let it go, okay?
Let it go? You really don't get it, do you? You are unbelievable.
Look, I don't see why this is such a problem. I just figured since you've had everything else going smoothly and your dream wedding is already happening, you could afford to be a little generous, you know? Show some spirit of compromise, some flexibility. Everything doesn't have to be perfect or go exactly by the book.
It's not about perfection. It's about what's right and what's appropriate. This isn't just a little hiccup. This is an enormous breach of trust and respect. How can you not understand that?
Okay, fine. You're mad, I get it. But let's be real, this is no reason to throw a tantrum and leave the reception, right? So, can we get back to the reception and finish this thing? The guests are probably wondering where the bride is. Let's not make this a bigger deal than it needs to be.
You think we can just pick up where we left off? Like nothing happened? No, we're not going back like this. Not after what you did.
What do you mean? You're seriously not coming back? You're gonna stay in the waiting room for the rest of the wedding? That's ridiculous!
Hold on, I'm passing the phone to my cousin, Drake. He'll take it from here.
Wait, what? Your cousin? Why him? What's going on?
You don't know him, right? But don't worry, just keep talking to him. He'll handle this now.
I don't have his number. How is this supposed to work?
You'll continue talking right here, just like we are now. He'll take over from my phone.
Wait, what do you mean he'll take over? Why am I talking to him instead of you?
Just listen. He'll explain, and please respond properly.
Nice to meet you, Brad. I'm Aya's cousin, Drake. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. We don't really know each other, do we? That's correct. Today's wedding was supposed to be our first meeting, but, well, things turned out this way. I didn't expect to be speaking to you under such circumstances. What do you mean, things turned out this way? Look, I just switched up the cake-cutting partner for a moment, okay? I was just helping an old friend's dream come true, that's all. It's not like I did something crazy. Besides, it was Aya who invited Kate to the wedding in the first place. I don't see why everyone's acting like I did something wrong here. All I did was let an old friend join me for the cake cutting. That's it. You keep calling her an old friend, but let's be honest. It's your ex-girlfriend, isn't it? You're not fooling anyone by calling her something else. If you're so proud of what you did, why not just say it straight up? You only dance around the truth when you know deep down that you messed up. Changing the wording like that only makes you look guilty. No, that's not really... I've already seen the messages between you and Aya. She showed me the entire conversation, so there's no point in trying to downplay things now. I know exactly what went down. You knew what you were doing when you let Kate take part in the cake cutting. You knew it was inappropriate. What? Okay, maybe. I didn't think Aya would be that upset about it. But hey, what's with you anyway? Sure, you're her cousin or whatever, but that doesn't give you the right to interfere this much, does it? Why are you butting in like this? It's not your wedding. Aya's just making a big deal out of nothing. And what, now it's gonna turn into some kind of disaster? Look, I get that she's upset, but if Aya really wants her moment with the cake, I can fix this. We'll get a whole cake at the after party, and I'll cut it with her then. We can have another cake cutting. See? Problem solved, right? There's no need for all this drama. So you're just going to flip out now? I'm not flipping out. I'm pissed. I'm offering a solution here, aren't I? I'm trying to fix this. I'll be the one to apologize to the guests for the delay. I'll make sure everyone understands what happened, and we'll get another cake if that's what it takes. So why don't you tell Aya to just get over it already? It's not that big of a deal. So you're not planning to reflect on your actions at all, I see. Reflect on what? I haven't done anything that needs reflecting on. She's the one making it a big deal, not me. All I did was try to make an old friend's dream come true. It wasn't like I was trying to hurt anyone. Why does everything have to get blown out of proportion? This is ridiculous. I see. Well, if that's the attitude you're going to take, then I'm afraid this is the end for you two. Wait, what do you mean? I'm taking Aya with me. She's leaving. What? Leaving? What are you talking about? This is our wedding day. Why would she leave? It's been decided. The wedding is off. Both families have already agreed that it's best to call things off. We're not going to continue with the ceremony. Wait. What the hell are you talking about? The wedding is off? Why? We're already halfway through. What the hell is going on? Why would both families agree to that? Well, your actions today have made it pretty clear that you're not ready for marriage. Aya deserves someone who respects her and understands boundaries. What you did, cutting the cake with your ex-girlfriend instead of your bride, that's a level of disrespect no one should have to deal with on their wedding day. It's unacceptable. And on top of that, the way you've handled things since it happened has only made it worse. You're not showing any remorse. You're not even taking responsibility. I don't need to take responsibility because I didn't do anything wrong. How is cutting a cake such a big deal? I mean, come on, you're acting like I committed some kind of crime. It was just a fun little moment, that's all it was. You guys are the ones blowing it way out of proportion. One last thing before I go. I think you deserve to know the truth. What truth? What now? That woman you just cut the cake with, Kate, she's my wife. Wait, what did you say? You heard me. Kate is my wife. You just humiliated yourself in front of everyone by cutting the cake with another man's wife, and you didn't even know it. No way! You're kidding, right? This is some kind of joke, isn't it? No joke. This is the reality of the situation. You not only disrespected your own bride, but you also disrespected me, my wife, and everyone at this wedding. Aya deserves better, and she's going to get it. The wedding is over, Brad. Wait, you can't just end it like that. Aya and we were supposed to be together. This can't be happening. Hey, Aya, canceling the wedding is one thing, but breaking off the engagement entirely? And you've already hired a lawyer? Are you serious?
Honestly, I'm starting to question if you're the one who isn't thinking clearly here.
What?
Do you even understand the significance of a wedding cake cutting ceremony? What it symbolizes?
Isn't it just some performance where the bride and groom cut the cake together to serve the guests or something?
Wow, you don't even know the basic meaning behind it? Oh, I shouldn't be surprised.
What other meaning could there possibly be?
It's supposed to symbolize the couple's first act of working together as husband and wife.
Wait, what?
I'm not saying I'm an expert, but that's the general significance most people are aware of. And before Kate interrupted, the MC literally explained that to the guests. Everyone there was watching the cake cutting through that lens as a symbolic act of unity between us. But instead of cutting the cake with me, your bride, you pushed me aside to do it with your ex-girlfriend with a smile on your face, no less. How do you think that made everyone feel?
Wait, you're saying that everyone was seriously horrified by what I did?
Horrified might even be an understatement, and that's not all. Do you realize that your ex-girlfriend Kate also happens to be my cousin's wife?
I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm aware you didn't know. But even without that detail, it doesn't change the fact that you treated me, your bride, like I didn't matter at all.
I didn't mean to treat you like that.
And let's not forget the other thing. The fact that you were having an affair with Kate while we were engaged, that hasn't changed either, right?
No, that's not true at all.
Drake hired a private investigator. He's been looking into things for a while.
A private investigator?
Yep, the final report came in 2 days after the wedding.
Wait, what did it say?
It confirmed that Kate's affair partner was her ex, Brad. You.
No way.
Kate broke things off with you because she got pregnant, and you, meanwhile, kept moving forward with me, just like she moved on with Drake. Sure, by the time the wedding happened, you two were no longer seeing each other, but it doesn't change the fact that while we were engaged, you were still involved with her.
I can't believe this! They've really dug up all this stuff!
There's one more thing, too. Kate is currently 20 weeks pregnant. And there's a growing suspicion that you might actually be the father of her child.
What? That's a lie! Please, Aya, spare me from paying the compensation. You have to help me.
Huh? What are you going on about all of a sudden? You already agreed to a lump sum payment in front of the lawyer. You even signed the documents. Don't tell me you've forgotten.
I haven't forgotten, but right after that I got hit with compensation claims from your cousin, too. And even Kate! Kate's demanding it, too!
Oh, right. I suppose that's because the DNA test confirmed that the baby Kate is carrying is yours. After that, Drake divorced her. I guess Kate's demands are piling up now. Let me guess. She's telling you to take responsibility, marry her, and raise the child? Or, if not, pay child support? And she's probably demanding compensation for the emotional damage, too.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. And it's not just that. I'm also stuck covering all the wedding expenses since the whole thing got called off. You know, the reception, the venue, all the catering, and the honeymoon, too. They're charging me the full 100% cancellation fee. Do you know how much that is? My savings aren't just gone, they're completely wiped out. If this keeps going, I'll have no choice but to take out a loan just to survive. I'll be in serious debt soon.
Sounds like quite the mess.
Please, I'm begging you. Can't you at least let me off the hook for your compensation? We used to be engaged, right? We had something between us. We shared a connection, didn't we? Can't you cut me some slack for old time's sake?
Wait, we had something? What do you mean by that?
You know, we were engaged. Sure, things didn't go as planned and we didn't make it to the altar, but still, we were close at one point, weren't we? I mean, even if we broke up, we were important to each other. I still think there's something between us, right? We cared about each other once, didn't we? Can you find it in your heart to forgive me, even just a little?
I don't know what world you're living in, but any connection we had is long gone. I don't have any feelings left for you, not even a little bit.
Wait, what? No, that can't be true!
Don't say things that make my skin crawl, Brad. It's revolting.
What do you mean by that? You don't really mean that, do you?
I mean exactly what I said. After seeing how much of a lowlife you truly are, every single ounce of affection or respect I had for you disappeared. It's all gone, completely. That's why I called off the engagement. And that's why I'm pushing for the compensation to be paid in full, all at once, so I can get this over with and cut ties with you as fast as possible.
No, wait! You don't mean that? You don't really hate me, do you?
To put it simply, Brad, I can't stand you. I despise you. You're pathetic.
What? No way!
I'm honestly more shocked that you're actually surprised by this. How could you not have realized?
What's going on? Why did you move out?
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I just came by your place, but I couldn't get in because of the new security system. Then I noticed your nameplate wasn't there anymore. I asked one of your neighbors and they told me you moved out a while ago. What the hell is going on?
Oh, that. Yeah, I moved out about 2 weeks ago. Given everything that's happened, I figured it would be better to change my environment. Plus, my company was kind enough to offer me a transfer, so I took it.
Transfer? You didn't even tell me anything about this.
I didn't see the point in telling you. I was planning to move after the wedding anyway. Even without the transfer, moving out was inevitable. But now that we've broken off the engagement, this has nothing to do with you anymore.
Nothing to do with me? Of course it has everything to do with me. I was planning to move in and live with you here.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I borrowed money from my parents and relatives to pay off all the compensation claims. But after that, I got kicked out of my parents' house for good. They told me I had to pay back all the money I borrowed as soon as possible. So I thought if I moved into your apartment where you were already paying rent, I could save a lot of money.
So you're thinking you'd move in with me, stop paying rent elsewhere, and then use the saved up money to pay off your debts? Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly. You get it. And now can you please cancel the termination of the lease right away? I need this place.
I guess I forgot to mention something earlier. That apartment, it's actually part of my company's housing program. The whole building is used as a dormitory for employees.
What? A company dormitory?
Yep. So technically it's not a regular apartment I was renting. When I got transferred, I vacated one of the dorm rooms for another employee to use. That's how it works.
Can't you do something to help me out? There has to be a way, right?
You're aware that if you're not an employee of my company, you can't live there, right? That's a basic rule. You're not one of our employees, so there's no way you can just stay there.
Actually, I kind of left my job.
You what?
I had to quit. I mean, after that whole cake cutting disaster at the wedding with Kate, it became impossible for me to stay at work. I had invited my co-workers and even my boss to the wedding, so you can imagine how awkward it became. I felt so ashamed that I couldn't stay at that company anymore.
Oh, is that so?
I don't have a place to live now. Can't you help me find somewhere?
Not my problem.
What?
This is getting annoying. I think I'll block you now. Goodbye.
Daya, wait! Don't do this!
Since that time, I've gathered some information about what's been happening. It seems that when Kate discovered that Brad was unemployed, she started to get cold feet about the marriage. After some back and forth, it was ultimately Brad's parents who stepped in. They made the decision to pay child support in one lump sum, hoping that this would put an end to the disputes between the two. With this sudden influx of cash, Kate found herself in a rather advantageous position. She thought to herself, why not use this child support as my alimony? Unfortunately for her, her parents caught wind of this scheme. They were furious and declared, "You have no qualifications to be a parent." In a shocking turn of events, they took the newborn away from her. They left her with nothing. They kicked her out of their house without a penny to her name. Rumor has it that Kate is now living a very different life. She's been seen meeting various men in the bustling entertainment district. Every time, she disappears into nearby hotels with them, chasing whatever thrills she can find, as if that could fill the void left by her failed relationships and her lost child. On the other hand, it seems Brad isn't faring much better. I've heard he's been spotted escorting much older women in their 50s or even 60s, into hotels, all while sporting an awkward, strained smile. They say he's been with women who are 20 to 30 years his senior. It's a strange sight, really, to see someone so young paired with such mature women. I didn't want to pry too much, but I can only imagine how awkward those encounters must be. It seems like he's desperately trying to find a way to cope with his situation. But from what I hear, he's not the kind of person who can maintain a healthy relationship under these circumstances. The way he behaves is unsettling, and honestly, I feel a bit sorry for him, even though he brought much of this upon himself. Both of them seem to be caught in a cycle of bad decisions and desperation. I can't help but wonder how they got to this point. Was it the pressure of their failed relationship that pushed them into these circumstances? Or was it their lack of foresight and maturity? They were once a couple with dreams and aspirations, and now they're just shadows of who they used to be. As for Kate, it's painful to think that she's now defined by her poor choices. Instead of focusing on her child and making a life for herself, she's out there, seeking validation from strangers. I overheard a few whispers about her behavior, and it's hard to imagine that someone who once had a family is now in such a predicament. People say that she seems to be thriving on the excitement of these fleeting encounters, but I doubt that they provide her with the fulfillment she truly needs. Brad's situation isn't any better. People see him with these older women, and while some might think he's lucky to have these experiences, there's a sad undertone to it all. It seems like he's trying to escape from the reality he created. But running away doesn't solve anything. He appears lost and confused and is desperately searching for something to fill the void left by Kate and the life he could have had. They say that both of them are likely unable to establish any meaningful relationships moving forward. Each of them seems to be trapped in their own cycle of misery, running away from the past but never really confronting it. It's almost as if they're both living parallel lives, steeped in regret but too stubborn to admit their failures. As I reflect on their situations, I can't help but feel a mixture of pity and frustration. They had the opportunities to make better choices, but instead, they let their circumstances define them. They could have sought help or guidance, but chose to go down this destructive path instead. In the end, it looks like both Kate and Brad are on a downward spiral. They may not realize it yet, but they are playing out the tragic consequences of their decisions. Life has a way of teaching hard lessons, and I can only hope that, in time, they will come to understand the impact of their choices. It would be a shame if they continued down this path, forever trapped in the shadows of what could have been. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Tony? Hey, Tony, do you have a moment? I've tried to be mindful of the time difference before reaching out.
Oh, Lydia. Hey, Lydia, you're good. This is actually a perfect time to chat. Your timing is spot on.
Is that so? Great.
Something on your mind?
I was wondering when your next trip back to the US might be.
Huh?
I know your overseas assignment is supposed to be for a year, but you mentioned you might be able to make a short visit back, right? It's almost Easter over here, so I was thinking, how's that looking on your end? Do you have any holidays coming up around that time?
Well, around Easter, we don't really have any extended holidays on this side.
Oh, I see. I figured that might be the case. So in other words, you don't know exactly when you'll be able to come back at this point, right?
Well, yeah, but the work environment here is pretty flexible, and it's easier for me to take long vacations if I need to. When the time comes, I'll definitely let you know ahead of time.
So if I don't hear from you beforehand, I should assume you're not coming back for a visit anytime soon, right?
Why so sudden?
Huh?
It's been about 6 months since I moved overseas for work, and this is the first time you've asked me something like that.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I didn't mean anything deep by it.
Really?
Yeah, I have something I need to take care of, so I'll catch you later.
Wait, how's Mia doing?
Oh, she's doing great, really, but I've got to run, so talk soon.
Okay.
Tony, do you have a moment?
Huh? Mom, is that you?
I wasn't sure about the time difference over there, so I thought I'd just try texting.
At this time, it's no problem at all.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, I'll just continue then.
Yeah, what's going on?
So earlier today, Mia came over to my house.
What? Mia came over?
Yes, she walked over all by herself. It seems it rained on her the way here. She must have found some shelter from the rain, but I don't think she could avoid stepping into puddles. By the time she reached my place, her shoes and socks were completely soaked.
Wait, hold on a second. From my house to yours, that's over 3 miles, right? You're telling me that a 5-year-old girl walked that entire distance in the rain, no less? Sure, the route is pretty straightforward once you hit the main road, just a straight shot from there, but still, what on earth happened? And where the hell is Lydia in all this? She usually works part-time during the weekdays, right? On Sundays, she should be at home. At least that's the assumption. There's no way Mia's mother, Lydia, hasn't realized her own daughter's gone missing from the house, right?
I thought the same thing, so I tried calling Lydia's cell phone, but either it's turned off or something because I couldn't get through at all. I even tried calling your landline, but no one picked up there either.
Is that so? Did you try contacting Lydia's parents' house?
Not yet. I didn't want to make a big fuss about it without having more information. I thought it would be best to talk to you first, since you're Mia's father.
I see. Got it. Did Mia herself say anything about what happened?
Well, here's the thing. She keeps saying, I'm not supposed to tell, Mama told me not to, and she's been crying the whole time. I tried calming her down with some warm milk, but she fell asleep right after that, so I haven't been able to get any more out of her.
I see. In that case, it's probably best not to press her for more right now. Thanks for taking care of her, by the way.
Oh, it's nothing. She's my precious granddaughter, after all.
So, sorry to impose, but today's the start of a 2-day holiday there in the U.S., right? Would it be okay for you to watch Mia at your place during the holiday?
Of course, that's no problem at all.
Actually, the truth is, I'm coming back to the U.S. in 2 days.
Oh, is that so?
By the time I arrive, I should have figured out more of the situation. I'll explain everything to you then. Oh, and please don't tell anyone about me coming back.
Not even Mia?
Sorry, but yes, I can't rule out the possibility that Lydia might try to get in touch without us knowing.
Is there something you're suspecting?
Well, yeah. It's not something concrete just yet, so I'd rather not go into too many details right now. But I think she's cheating on me.
Cheating? Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't have solid evidence yet, but her recent behavior has been really suspicious. She's been hiding her phone a lot, avoiding eye contact with me. I've been pretending not to notice, but I'm at my limit now.
Maybe Mia's picked up on that too.
That's possible, but if that's the case, I really don't want to ask Mia about it directly. Her mother's still important to her, and I don't want to put any more emotional stress on her than she's already dealing with.
You're right, that's the best approach.
In any case, please take care of Mia until I get back. If anything changes or there are any developments, please let me know right away.
Of course.
Thanks, Mom. I'll be in touch later.
Got it. Take care of yourself, okay?
Lydia, do you have a moment?
Oh, Tony, is that you?
I don't really have anything urgent to discuss, but I had some free time, so I thought I'd check in and see how you're doing. Are you doing well?
Yes, I'm doing great. Mia and I are having a lot of fun together.
That's good to hear.
How about you? How's life overseas treating you? I remember you mentioning that there was a famous tourist spot nearby. Have you had a chance to visit it yet?
Not yet. This first year of my assignment, I really need to focus on settling in and getting used to the new environment, so it's been a bit challenging to find the time.
I see.
So what are you up to right now?
Huh? Right now? I was just watching TV with Mia.
Oh, I see. You're spending time with Mia then.
Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot. I need to go shopping. Mia requested soup for dinner, but I realized we don't have the essential eggs.
So dinner is Mia's request, huh?
Yes, anyway, I've got to run. Talk to you later.
Sure, take care. Talk soon. Mom, I'm back in the U.S.
Welcome home, Tony.
Thank you. Feels good to be back.
So you're coming straight here instead of going home, right?
Yeah, sorry about that, but I'll be relying on you for a bit. By the way, Mia has been with you this whole time, right?
Yes, she has. Today's the last day of the 2-day holiday, but she's been at my house the entire time.
So that means Lydia has been lying after all. I texted her earlier asking how's Mia, and she replied that they're spending time together at home.
I see.
There hasn't been any sign that she's worried about Mia being gone. I wonder what she's thinking. In any case, I'll tell you everything I know when I get back. Right now, I'm on the bus. I'm gonna stop by the private investigator I hired to hear their report on the way home. I think I'll arrive at your place in the evening.
Got it. Oh, please take care. Daddy? Dad?
Wait, Dad? This is a message from Lydia.
Daddy, it's Mia.
Mia!
Listen, Dad. Mom's wallet is empty and I haven't eaten anything for 5 days. Dad and Mom have been fighting in bed the whole time and it's really scary.
Huh?
You and Mom live apart and now you're not in America right now, right? Why are you fighting in bed for so long?
Well,
Mom told me to call her friend. So is the person with Mom a fake dad? Dad, help me.
Huh? Who are you?
Huh?
Did you think you wouldn't be found out just because I'm overseas? You might think you're fooling me with this nonsense as a 5-year-old, but don't underestimate me.
Dad?
You see, the real Mia is here with me right now.
What?
So who are you?
Well,
I guess I don't need to ask. You're Lydia, aren't you?
No, it's not.
You're sending messages pretending to be my daughter from your own phone, aren't you?
Huh? What?
By the way, you said Mia is with you? I didn't mention it, but I'm back in the U.S. temporarily.
What?
The message I received yesterday was just after I arrived back home.
Why did you come back? What about work?
I have a meeting at the headquarters after the holiday. I thought I'd take advantage of this temporary return to expose your affair.
What?
Ideally, I want to get you to sign the divorce papers and move towards claiming alimony.
Wait, why?
Mia finally told me that she was told to call some strange man Dad. When she refused, they kicked her out of the house, telling her to go to Grandma's and not come back during the holiday.
Grandma's place?
Did you think she would go to your mother's house? Unfortunately, Mia showed up at my mother's house.
What?
When I checked with your mother, it turns out she's currently on a trip with her friends. So Mia made the judgment to walk the 3 miles to my mother's house, who's her other grandmother.
Wait, how do you know all of this? Why do you know about Mia's whereabouts and your affair when you just got back?
Why would I not know?
Because...
That area is my hometown, you know. I have friends, relatives, and neighbors I've known since my parents' generation. Do you have any idea how many people I know?
Huh? But isn't your family home?
Are you misunderstanding something? My mom currently lives alone in an apartment about 3 miles away from her job. But 10 years ago, before my dad passed away, the 3 of us lived in a rental apartment near my childhood home.
No way.
Oh, by the way, it's too late to try to escape with the affair partner you brought in.
What?
Your father, my uncle, and his wife, and the affair partner's wife are all waiting in front of my house.
No way.
And me too. I just arrived.
No way. You weren't with Mia?
I was with her until a moment ago. I was messaging you while taking a taxi here, so now I left her with my mom.
What is that?
Well, time to storm your affair scene.
Wait! I don't want custody.
Huh?
I'll give you Mia's custody.
Seriously? You're being so nonchalant about it, especially after how panicked you were yesterday when they barged in on you.
Well, of course I was shocked. I mean, they launched such a surprise attack. But nothing really happened, right? You're acting like it was some huge disaster.
Sure, whatever. So you're saying I can take custody of Mia?
Yeah, I don't want it, so you can have it. You probably figured out that I was pretending to be a disinterested mother so I could give up custody for the sake of remarrying him, right?
Yeah, I figured that out. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone through the trouble of pretending to be Mia and sending those messages that made it sound like Mom is terrible. That was quite a bold move you pulled, I have to admit.
This was actually my mom's idea, you know? She really pushed me to do it.
Ah, so you and your mom are in cahoots. That makes sense.
Exactly. Since my affair partner has a high income, we're working under the assumption that he will be covering the alimony and child support, right? It's all planned out. He's the son of a company president, and he himself is one of the executives. His annual income is around $200,000. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's impressive. But wait, can I just ask something? Hold on a second.
Oh, you're jealous, aren't you? That's what this is about?
Just to clarify, the company president is actually your partner's father-in-law.
Huh? What do you mean?
Since he's a son-in-law, it's pretty much guaranteed that once his infidelity is exposed, he'll be divorced and kicked out. I heard that talks are already underway to have him removed from his position as an executive. It sounds like he'll have a tough time remaining with the company after all this.
Wait, what? You're joking, right?
No, I'm serious. They're probably gonna kick him out. The moment his wife finds out, she's not gonna keep him around. Well, in any case, we already put it in writing that he'll pay the alimony and child support in a lump sum. And he's already made that lump sum payment, so we're good there.
Hold on a minute. What if he decides to back out?
I'm not interested in agreeing to either installment payments or a reduction. He has to stick to the original plan.
Tony, wait. That's going to be a problem for me if he changes his mind.
Well, it's not going to be a problem for me, so I'm fine with it. I'll be okay regardless of what he decides to do.
I still prefer not to go through with the divorce. Is there any way we can avoid that?
No way in hell. You're making this harder than it needs to be.
Seriously? You're just going to leave me hanging like this?
From now on, communicate through your lawyer. I don't want to deal with this directly anymore. It's not worth the hassle. See ya.
What am I going to do? I don't have any money right now. This is such a mess. I thought things would be different. I thought I could manage the situation, but now it feels like it's spiraling out of control.
Maybe if you hadn't made those choices, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. You have to think about the consequences of your actions.
Consequences? It's not like I wanted things to turn out this way. You think I planned for my life to become a total disaster? I'm just trying to figure out how to keep my head above water.
You should have thought about that before getting involved in all this. It's not just about you anymore. Mia's future is on the line, and we need to think about what's best for her.
Right, of course, Mia. But how do I take care of her if I'm broke? I can't just wave a magic wand and fix everything.
And that's why you told me to take full custody, right? Maybe it's time to start taking responsibility for your decisions. You need to figure this out on your own. So, it turned out to be a short-term battle during the 2-day holiday, but we managed to settle things somehow. I never expected the process to be so tumultuous, but life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. In the end, a surprising misunderstanding came to light, but since I have the divorce papers here, it's really none of my concern now. I hurriedly submitted them to the city office. It felt oddly liberating. A weight lifted off my shoulders even amidst the chaos. Later on, it was arranged that my former father-in-law would cover the costs for the alimony and child support. This was a relief because the financial burden could have been overwhelming otherwise. By the way, my former father-in-law also started an investigation into his wife, who had been complicit in their daughter's infidelity. The realization that he had to confront his own family dynamics must have been a painful one. He always seemed to be the pillar of strength, but now his world was crumbling around him. Before long, it was confirmed that she was indeed cheating, which led to a divorce that involves claims for alimony. I can only imagine the conversations that took place behind closed doors, intense, emotional discussions that would leave scars on the family. The fallout from this revelation must have been immense, affecting not only the two of them, but everyone in their immediate circle. It's hard to process the idea of betrayal when it comes from those you trust the most. As a result of all this, Lydia ended up in a position where she had to take out a loan from her father. I can only imagine the weight of that decision hanging over her. There's something profoundly uncomfortable about borrowing money from a parent, especially under such dire circumstances. Now she's responsible for paying it back herself, and I wonder how she feels about this newfound financial responsibility. Does she see it as a necessary step toward independence, or is it just another reminder of how far she's fallen? Meanwhile, my former mother-in-law will have to work to pay off the alimony she owes. This must be a bitter pill for her to swallow, considering she may have never anticipated having to support herself in this way. It's a situation that turns everything she once knew on its head. The irony is palpable. The woman who once held a position of privilege is now facing the consequences of her choices in a way she never thought possible. Right now, she and Lydia are living in a run-down, cheap apartment. I can't help but picture the scene, the peeling wallpaper, the flickering light bulbs, and the cramped space that has become their new reality. Their situation has become so dire that they're practically fighting over the little food they can afford each day. It's a stark contrast to the life they once led, filled with comfort and security. I can imagine the sense of desperation that permeates their home. Lydia never thought it would come to this. I can almost picture the moment when she realized the reality of her situation, having to repay her father while her mother struggles to make ends meet. There must have been a point where she felt all the comfort and security she once had was stripped away. It's a harsh lesson in accountability and the consequences of one's actions. I wonder if she reflects on her choices and how they've led her to this point. When I think about it, Lydia was always a bit naive. She seemed to believe that life would always go her way, that her charm and beauty could get her through any hardship. I remember the times when she would brush off serious conversations, laughing them off as if they were mere jokes. But life isn't a joke, and reality eventually caught up with her. The facade she had built crumbled, and what was left was a stark reminder of her decisions. My former father-in-law, having witnessed his daughter's downfall, decided to take action. He's not the type to let things slide, especially when it comes to family honor. I imagine him sitting at his desk, papers spread out before him, meticulously planning how to address the chaos his family has found itself in. I can almost hear the clatter of his fingers on the keyboard as he gathers evidence against his wife, all while maintaining a stoic expression. There's a sense of determination in his actions, a refusal to let the situation spiral out of control any further. He must have felt a mix of anger and disappointment, not just towards Lydia, but also towards his wife, who he trusted to support their family. It's a betrayal that cuts deep, especially when it involves the very fabric of your family. But he's a man of action, and the moment he realized what was going on, he took the necessary steps to protect himself and, most importantly, his grandchildren. I can only imagine the conversations he had with trusted friends as he sought advice on how to proceed. As for Lydia's mother, she must be feeling the weight of her choices crashing down around her. Once accustomed to a certain lifestyle, she's now facing the reality of having to find a job, something she may not have done in years. The thought of her working to pay off alimony must be a bitter pill to swallow. I wonder if she regrets her decisions, if she realizes the extent of her actions and how they've affected not only her, but also her daughter. Living in that shabby apartment, I could imagine the atmosphere. Tight, suffocating, filled with a sense of defeat. The walls probably have peeling paint and the floors creak with every movement. The two of them, a mother and daughter who once lived in a world of comfort and privilege, now find themselves scavenging for food, fighting over the last scraps as they try to survive day by day. I can picture the frustration and despair that must fill their conversations as they navigate their new reality. I can't help but think about the little moments they must share during this struggle. Do they sit in silence, each lost in their thoughts, or do they argue about who gets to eat what? Perhaps they reminisce about better times, trying to hold on to the memory of the life they once had. I picture them sitting at a small table, divided by the weight of their circumstances, each bite of food a reminder of their current plight. The sadness of their situation must loom over them like a dark cloud, casting a shadow on everything they do. It's almost poetic in a tragic way. The juxtaposition of their past and present lives must be incredibly stark. I wonder if they ever talk about the future. Do they have any dreams left, or has the harshness of reality snuffed them out? Lydia must feel a certain bitterness, knowing that her actions have led to this downfall. It's a hard truth to swallow, but sometimes the lessons we learn are the ones that hurt the most. Lydia's father, meanwhile, is likely finding some satisfaction in the fallout. It's not something I condone, but you can't help but feel that a part of him is relieved to see his wife face consequences for her role in all of this. It's a sense of justice, albeit one that comes at a steep price. He might think that this is what she deserves, that she should suffer for her betrayal. It's a complicated situation, one filled with mixed emotions and conflicting loyalties. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey, Troy, I need you to speed up the delivery of the parts I ordered the other day by a week. Thank you for your ongoing support, David. You're asking about the delivery timeline, I see? It's not a request, it's an order. It's a decision that's already been made. I sincerely apologize, but at this point, we've set the delivery schedule at the very limit of production capacity due to the preferences of our headquarters. I will talk to the production team, but there's a high possibility that we won't be able to meet your expectations. I told you that moving the delivery date up is a decision that's already been made. You're in a position where you're receiving work from us, so don't argue with me. As much as I would like to comply, the reality is that any further shortening of the delivery timeline will lead to increased overtime for our employees, which in turn raises our costs. Normally, this would mean we would have to charge a special expedited fee. Moreover, having to move it up by a week at this point is unrealistic in terms of our schedule. Just do it at the regular rate. We have a budget to stick to as well. I'm not going to pay any more than I already have. Of course, I expect you to move the delivery date up according to our wishes. If that's the case, I'm truly sorry, but we still won't be able to meet your request. What did you say? Your company, E Corporation, has had a history of unreasonable delivery demands, and we're hearing more and more voices from the production team expressing that they are reaching their physical and mental limits. As for pricing, we've already driven it down to the very edge, and to be frank, the current situation is far from what we would consider a fair price.
Isn't it your responsibility as a subcontractor to manage that?
Everything has its limits. Our president has advised me that if we're asked for anything more unreasonable, I'm free to decline outright, so please take my response as aligned with our company's policy.
You think a fourth-rate company like yours can talk back to me?
Fourth rate?
This is the consequence of defying me, the sales manager of the industry's #1 company.
What will you do about the order you've placed with us at this point?
Cancel it. We'll consider the contract finished with last month's order.
I see. If that's the case, I'll proceed as you stated. Please send me a formal notice of contract termination via certified mail later.
What a hassle.
It would be problematic for both of us to get into a dispute later about what was or wasn't said. From a business perspective, it's strange to terminate a contract based solely on a message, so I'd appreciate your cooperation in this matter.
Fine, I get it.
As the sales manager of the leading company in our industry, I can't help but feel a bit aggrieved. I have a responsibility to uphold standards both for my team and the clients we serve. We take pride in our ability to meet demands, but sometimes those demands can be excessively burdensome.
It's frustrating to deal with clients who seem oblivious to the pressures on our end. Troy, while I understand you're trying to do your job, this is simply unacceptable. You cannot expect us to operate under these constraints without any consideration for our well-being.
I know it's a tough situation, but my hands are tied. I have to stick to our internal guidelines and the limits that have been set. We can't sacrifice our employees' health for a hasty timeline. If we push them too hard, we risk quality and output. This isn't just about you, David. It affects us as well. If I don't meet my clients' demands, I risk losing my job. It's a competitive environment, and every decision counts. I have quotas to meet, and I can't afford to let anyone down.
I get that, but what you need to understand is that I have a duty to my team as well. They work hard, and they deserve to be respected. Pressuring them beyond their limits only leads to burnout and dissatisfaction. We can't have that if we want to maintain a healthy work environment.
Sure, but you have to look at the bigger picture. The business relies on us to meet deadlines, and if we don't, there are consequences. I don't want to be the one to break the bad news to my superiors.
I can appreciate your position, but it's a two-way street. We need to come to a compromise that respects both parties involved. What about discussing a middle ground where we can still meet your needs without compromising our integrity?
A middle ground, huh? What do you suggest?
How about we look into adjusting the timeline slightly while still maintaining quality? I can push the team to see what they can do, but it'll require an understanding on your part that this is a shared effort.
I'm willing to listen. What do you have in mind?
Let's explore a few options. I can approach production and see if they can expedite certain parts of the process without sacrificing the end product. We can work together to find solutions that don't put either of us in a tough spot.
All right, I'll give you that. I want to be on good terms, but it has to be clear that the expectations are realistic.
Absolutely. I assure you that we want to maintain our relationship, but it has to be built on mutual respect and understanding. This could lead to more business down the line if we can prove our capabilities without overextending ourselves.
Agreed. I appreciate your willingness to cooperate, and I hope we can reach a solution that benefits both sides. Hello, Sam. I hope you're doing well. I understand that you're currently on the bus, so I apologize for reaching out via message at this time.
Thank you for your message, Troy. I appreciate your consideration.
I'm writing to inform you that the prototype of the new part you requested has been completed, and I'd like to ask for your confirmation on it.
Wow, it's already done? That was impressively quick. You finished it a week earlier than scheduled.
Thank you very much. I believe a significant factor in this speedy completion is that the part you requested follows standard specifications. Fortunately, we had a similar case on file that we could refer to, which helped us streamline the process and create the prototype efficiently.
Are you perhaps referring to the situation with E Corporation?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up abruptly.
No worries, I understand that this is a more casual topic. Maybe we can discuss it more during your lunch break when you have some private time to chat.
Yes, that sounds good.
Regarding the prototype, I'll consult with my supervisor and then get back to you with a date for when I can visit your office to discuss everything in detail.
Understood. I look forward to hearing from you. For now, I'll let you go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and I appreciate your help.
Thank you. I appreciate your understanding. Talk to you soon.
Hey, Sam, sorry to keep you waiting. Are you still on the bus?
Yes, Troy, I was just continuing our previous conversation.
Oh, right. You were about to mention something regarding E Corporation, right?
Yes, that's what I wanted to discuss. Just a few days ago, it seems they got into a bit of trouble with a new business partner.
Oh? What happened?
After they stopped doing business with your company, they tried to request the same parts from a factory in the neighboring town. However, they were quoted a ridiculously high price, and on top of that, the salesperson from E Corporation was incredibly condescending. He said something along the lines of, you should feel grateful that a low-tier town factory like yours can contract with an industry-leading company like ours. Apparently, they asked him to leave immediately after that.
Wow, that sounds really familiar. The words seem to have a strong sense of déjà vu.
They've had similar issues when consulting with other companies, and it seems that the production of necessary parts is still halted. As a result, they're facing delays in delivering their final products.
You know, it could very well be the same salesperson who was handling our accounts.
I had a feeling that might be the case. Every time something came up, he'd proudly proclaim, "I'm the sales manager of the industry's #1 company."
What a character. By the way, I should mention that our company, A Corporation, actually took over that title a few years ago.
Oh, right. I remember that now. So with all of this happening, it seems that word of their blunders has spread to our company. It might come crawling back to you soon, begging to resume business.
Got it. I'll stay vigilant just in case. Thanks for the heads up.
Of course. If the information is useful, then that's all I need. Oh, by the way, my dad mentioned that he wants to play shogi with you again.
Oh, really?
He's all fired up and said he's definitely going to win this time.
Please, tell him to go easy on me.
Consider it done. Plus, the preparations for our wedding are nearing the final stages, and we've just finalized the contract for our new home. There's so much to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Troy! Long time no see, David. I need to discuss some changes to our transaction details. It's a holiday today, you know. Just listen! The parts scheduled for delivery were supposed to be just the ones from the contract we had 2 months ago, but I've decided that we're going to continue our business relationship after all. As I recall, you placed an order for 1 month's worth of parts at the time the contract was terminated, so I want those delivered based on that order. However, the president has ordered that this already ordered batch of parts must be delivered now. As a special consideration, I'm gonna give you a slightly adjusted price just for this month. What is it? I'm in a hurry. We've terminated our business relationship with E Corporation, so unless we sign a new contract and place a new order, we can't accommodate your delivery request. Hey, I told you, it's a presidential order. The president you're referring to is not our company's president. This is an order from the #1 company in the industry, allowing you low-tier companies to resume transactions with us. What choice do you have to refuse? We only have the option to refuse, actually. What did you say? Hey, Troy, are you seriously saying that?
You know that if we stop doing business with you, your sales will plummet, right? Do you understand that this could lead to a critical situation for your company, potentially even bankruptcy?
That's not a problem at all. In fact, we began our business relationship with A Corporation, the real number one in the industry, 2 years ago.
Huh? A Corporation? That's our rival company.
That's right. We're working with that rival at 5 times the price, so restarting our contract with you at the previous price is, frankly, impossible due to our commitments with other clients.
Wait, 5 times? Isn't that just outrageous?
I can only share what I can, but the costs for the new parts we're getting from A Corporation are almost the same as the ones we use to supply to you.
And yet you say it's 5 times?
Let me clarify. In general terms, this 5 times is actually the fair market price.
Could it be that you're not getting any takers anywhere else because...
Yes, indeed. I want to make this clear. The issue has been your unreasonable pricing strategy, and I think you need to acknowledge that. Also, I believe your arrogant attitude has been a significant problem.
That's just not right! Given that I've made promises to the president, I need to have our transactions resume at the original price. Otherwise, I'll be in a tight spot.
That's impossible.
Come on, can't you make this work somehow?
Impossible.
Please, I'm begging you, work with me here.
Impossible.
Troy, come on, we have a history, don't we?
I don't know what kind of history you think we have, but it's impossible.
Troy!
It's impossible. I'm preparing to go out for a late movie with my fiance, so I'll take my leave now.
Huh? Your fiance?
Yes, it's someone from one of our client companies. During our work together, we developed a romantic relationship.
You're not trying to brag about that, are you? Right now, your priority should be me, not your fiancé.
Of course, my fiancé takes precedence.
What?
Well, then, I must take my leave.
Troy!
Sam, you're already on your way out, right?
Yeah, I just got on the bus at A-Town Station.
Great. I wanted to chat with you quickly before you reach your destination. There's something important I wanted to bring up. I received a message today from that sales rep at E Company, the one who contacted us a while ago. Remember him?
Wait, are you talking about the guy who claims to work for the industry's #1 company? You mean the same person that we had that huge issue with?
Exactly. It seems he's not only unprofessional, but also completely out of touch with reality. He was shocked when I explained what the proper pricing should be for the new contract, especially compared to the extremely low prices they were used to setting with us in the past.
Wow, are you serious? How could he not know basic pricing information? That's sales 101. I can't believe how incompetent someone at that level could be.
Yeah, it's kind of unbelievable. He seemed completely unprepared to handle actual business negotiations, almost like he was expecting us to simply accept the same deal we used to have.
Didn't we already explain to them that those ridiculous prices were no longer sustainable? It wasn't just a suggestion. We made it clear that we couldn't continue like that.
We did, and that's what makes it even stranger. It's like he thought we were bluffing or something. He seemed genuinely surprised when we stuck to our terms and didn't budge on the pricing. And now it looks like they're scrambling to find other suppliers because nobody wants to deal with them under those conditions.
Well, I guess it's not entirely surprising. If they've been lowballing every supplier like they did with us, it's only a matter of time before they run into trouble. What did he say exactly? Was he trying to get us to agree to the same terms again?
Pretty much. He tried to play the same card, saying they were still #1 in the industry and that we should be grateful for the opportunity to work with them. It was pretty laughable, honestly.
You've got to be kidding me. Do they really think anyone still buys that line? Even if they were the top company, which I don't believe they are anymore, that doesn't give them the right to dictate unfair prices to everyone they deal with.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. He didn't just stop at asking for the same deal. He tried to sweeten the pot by offering to continue our partnership if we met their deadline on the current order. Like we're supposed to be so grateful for their business that we'd just jump at the chance to keep working with them.
Wow, so they really don't get it. They're acting like they're doing us a favor by continuing the deal, even though it's not profitable for us in the first place. It's no wonder they're having such a hard time finding suppliers to work with them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening. It's funny because one of the former employees at E Company who transferred over to A Company told me that this kind of arrogant attitude isn't new. Apparently, it started because of personal ties between the previous presidents of both companies. They used those connections to get away with this kind of thing for years, but now it's all catching up with them.
That actually makes a lot of sense. They were probably relying on these personal relationships to keep the deals going, even though the business side of things wasn't sustainable. But you can only push people so far before they start looking for better options.
Exactly. And honestly, I think the new leadership over there is trying to clean up the mess. Maybe that's why they're so desperate to keep the old deals going, even though it's obvious that they can't operate that way anymore.
Yeah, it sounds like they're in panic mode. But still, they should know that we're not going to fall for those tactics again.
For sure. That's why we're sticking to our terms and letting them know that we can't continue the partnership under those conditions. I think they were expecting us to cave, but when they realized we wouldn't, they got desperate.
Well, good for you for holding firm. I know it's tough sometimes, but you have to do what's right for the company, not just for short-term gain. If they want to keep working with us, they need to meet us halfway, not just dictate terms like they have in the past.
Exactly. And I think this situation is going to be a wake-up call for them. They can't keep treating suppliers like this and expect everyone to just go along with it. Eventually, they'll have to adjust or they'll lose out entirely.
Yeah, no doubt. It'll be interesting to see how they respond when they realize they can't find anyone else willing to work with them under those conditions. Hopefully, they'll learn from this and start treating their partners with the respect they deserve.
I hope so too. Anyway, thanks for letting me vent about this. It's been a frustrating situation, but I feel better now that we're sticking to our guns.
No problem at all. I'm glad we talked about it. It's always good to hear how things are going on your end.
In the end, E Corporation was unable to secure a new business partner to replace our company. As a result, they faced significant challenges, particularly in delivering their products on time. The inability to meet their obligations meant that deadlines were missed, and the consequences of that failure were severe for the entire company. David, who was the primary contact for this issue, was held responsible for the fallout. Due to this failure, he faced not only a demotion but also a salary reduction. It was a harsh punishment, and he was effectively sidelined from his previous role in what could be described as a triple whammy: demotion, decreased pay, and a transfer to a less desirable position. This was undoubtedly a significant blow to his career and reputation. The president of E Corporation, realizing the gravity of the situation, also stepped forward to apologize. He took responsibility for the company's delay in understanding and addressing the issues that had arisen. As the head of the company, it was his duty to ensure everything ran smoothly, and he acknowledged that they had fallen short in this instance. His public acknowledgement of the failure was meant to reassure both employees and clients that they were aware of the problems and were committed to resolving them. Despite the setbacks, E Corporation is still a reasonably large and well-established company. Thankfully, they managed to avoid a crisis that could have spiraled into bankruptcy. The situation could have been much worse, potentially leading to layoffs and financial ruin for many employees. Fortunately, it appears that no one ended up in dire straits as a result of this particular incident, which was a relief for the employees who relied on their jobs to support their families. However, about a month after the initial incident, new developments emerged. It seems that David, in his new position after being transferred, made some sort of mistake that led to further complications. The details of what happened are somewhat murky, but the end result was clear. He was ultimately let go from the company altogether. This termination not only ended his employment, but also had a lasting impact on his career trajectory. Now, David is in a precarious situation. He appears to be holed up alone in his apartment, unemployed, and likely feeling the weight of his circumstances. The transition from a relatively stable career to this position of uncertainty has undoubtedly taken a toll on him. Given that he's probably behind on rent payments, it's likely just a matter of time before he faces eviction. The combination of his job loss and financial troubles has put him in a difficult position, leaving him to navigate the challenges of unemployment and potential homelessness. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.